The Ancient Tradition of Kent English, Ability First Hippocrates, unifying quality and finance in the system that beat the Dutch West India Company at sea, and America and Holland, has 3 required books. The first is Perfecting the Brand American Medicine, of which includes Chief Expectations Officer, which includes a lot of the code of chivalry, of service between ladies and gentlemen, that traces back to Kent English. The second book is Lead and Expect, which is a quality improvement book out of Perfecting the Brand American Medicine. The third one is Brand Inurement, which includes multiple advanced financial tools that are necessary for today's healthcare environment. The second book is Kyrios Relativity, which demonstrates multiple of the errors in Albert Einstein's special relativity that are corrected and published, chapter by chapter for all of those issues. What's really interesting is that there's 2 directions that Calates relativity corrects Einstein. The first is on Calates, of which Einstein presupposed that there's only one Calates in all the universe, despite the fact that our empirical data shows that one Calates explains only 10% or less of the energy in the universe. And so his model has to be corrected. The best amendment is that there is a second Calates. That second Calates happens to be so important because that Calates happens to be where our souls are. That's so important in medicine because our souls have emotions that are distinct from the rest of our biology. And so Kyrios relativity has a Calates relativity, which is meaningful and hopeful for those squires in their journey to become knights. You'll find those messages are very useful with physicians. There is not a description of the soul in any medical textbook, and yet it's alluded to all over, and it's that caring that is central to the work of a knight. If it made sense racing knights into war, it makes sense racing knights into destroying disease and making healthcare a great place to work where physicians recommend it to their children. The second Kyrios relativity is Valadoral relativity, of which Valadoral relativity includes the fact that when Einstein looked at the universe, he was projecting the timing signature of his own mind on the gyrations of the universe itself, as if the human mind is moving at true time. But it isn't. Our thoughts occur at capiche time. The universe around us operates at true time. The difference between the two is a new kind of calculus that's relevant on how we interact with our bodies, the rest of our bodies outside of our brains, how we interact with robotics, and how we interact with each other. It's a hopeful story in Kyrios relativity, and yet another difference with Einstein. The third book that's a requirement for the transition from squire to knight is Jagiellonian Law. Jagiellonian Law tells the ancient history of the law of knights and kings, especially the analogical explanations heuristic, which helps apply areas of importance and urgency in prioritizing problems. That's what you can expect by going Kent English, by going pro in Kent English. We ask you to join us at profi.me and join the Chivalric Order of Kent English, the ancient tradition of knights and kings. They were able to beat the Dutch West India Company at sea, America, and Holland. And again, get residencies that will make you successful throughout your whole career.